I am the Hermit, and welcome to my shed. Today, let's talk about a pressing issue, Liberal bail reform and its dangerous consequences. Across Canada, we are seeing the disturbing result of soft-on-crime policies, especially in the name of reform. These so-called progressive changes often allow repeat offenders to walk free, leaving innocent citizens and police officers to pay the price. Criminals released without consequences are not just a threat to public safety, but an affront to victims who deserve justice. But the hypocrisy doesn't stop there. Liberals champion the Charter of Rights when it suits their agenda, yet when it comes to protecting themselves or their rich elitist friends, they conveniently turn a blind eye. It's time to call out these double standards and demand accountability. At the beginning of this clip, the interpreter spoke over Polyev, and what he was talking about is how the House is frozen until the Liberals hand over all unredacted documents connected to the SDTC slush fund to the RCMP. So let's slide open the door and see what's inside.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Paralyzed, unable to work on the problem of doubling housing costs or 2 million people at the food bank because the government is refusing to respect your ruling to turn over evidence in the criminal investigation of the latest Liberal scandal. At issue is that Liberal appointees directed $400 million to companies they own involving 184 conflicts of interest, according to the Auditor General. Why is the Prime Minister breaking your ruling to cover up criminal evidence in the latest Liberal scandal?
The Honourable Leader of the Government in the House of Commons.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, the Leader of the Opposition is negating to tell the whole truth to Canadians, because what the Conservatives are doing are trying to use the extraordinary powers of this place to circumvent the judicial requirement of police to protect the charter rights of Canadians. Now, I want to believe that the Leader of the Opposition doesn't understand what he's doing, but I'm even more concerned that he does understand, and the charter rights of Canadians are not important to him.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
It should be no surprise that Liberals believe that white-collar criminals can hand over $400 million to their own companies, because we see the case of the dirtbag Tibor Organo, who shot a police officer in the stomach yesterday while he was out on bail after having been arrested for 24 offenses he committed while he was out on probation. So let's get this straight. He's out on probation for many crimes. He gets arrested for violating probation, so he gets released on bail and shoots a police officer. When will this government finally accept that their hug-a-thug, catch-and-release system is putting our people at risk?
You aren't safe, and the criminals aren't dealt with properly. This is what happens. Right now, we have, sorry to say, we have a catch-and-release system of justice, and our bail system's a joke. Our judges don't realize the consequences when you let these people out, and that's a big part of it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our hearts go out to the police officer, because no police officer should be hurt in the line of duty. But, Mr. Speaker, what is extremely concerning is what the Leader of the Opposition is doing in this House today, where he is trampling the charter rights of Canadians. Whether it is in this House, whether it is outside, Canadians need to be extremely alarmed about the fact that when it comes to their rights, his first instinct is to trample over them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Stand down! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Look what you did!
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I think you have a charter right to get released after 24 offenses while you're already on probation and shoot a police officer in the stomach. I'm more worried about the charter rights of the police officer who's recovering from the gunshot. Here's what the police officer said. Almost everyone we arrest is out on bail. No one stays in jail where they belong. The city and the feds just don't care.
Today, we covered how poor bail reforms are putting public safety at risk while Liberals twist the Charter of Rights to defend their corruption on the SDTC Green Slush Fund scandal. I believe it's time to prioritize victims over criminals and hold our leaders accountable. If you agree, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and join me next time as we continue to expose the hypocrisy and fight for common sense solutions. Thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time, stay safe out there.